So basically node is any point in an electrical circuit where two or more branches meet, and junction, it is a point in an electrical circuit where only two branches meet, okay. So Kirchhoff's current law, or Kirchhoff's first law, as may be written in many books. First law I have never heard, but many books write it as first law. So Kirchhoff's current law, basically known as, popularly known as KCL, it says in many books that the sum of the currents entering and leaving a node is zero. I go by the different definition, and that definition is sum of the currents entering a node is equal to sum of the currents leaving a node. Why I go by this definition? There is a very reason behind it, very important reason behind it. What is the reason? Suppose if we write the definition as sum of the currents entering and leaving a node is zero. Now here one confusion comes into mind is that whether to take the currents entering a node as negative or currents leaving the node as negative, or to take the currents entering the node as positive or leaving the nodes as positive, right? So in order to avoid that confusion, suppose there are three currents, right? I1, I2 and I3. I1, I2 and I3, right? So I1 and I2 are entering and I3 is leaving. I1 and I2 are entering and I3 is leaving. So somebody has taken, sir, I1 and I2 are entering, I will take them as positive, and I3 is leaving, so I will take it as uh, positive, negative. So he has taken current entering as positive, leaving as negative. Somebody may say that, sir, then your equation becomes, first, right, let me write it down. He has taken entering as positive, so I1 plus I2 minus I3 is equal to 0. And somebody has taken a different step. If he has taken that entering I will take as negative, and leaving I will take as positive. So this equation will be I minus I1 minus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. Now, if there are 3 or 4 such equations involving these variables, then you may get confused and there may be a chance of mistake. So, it is better if I do the above, if I take the above definition. Sum of the currents entering a node is equal to sum of the currents leaving a node. So, I have just avoided the total concept of taking negative and positive currents. So, I1 and I2 entering, so I1 plus I2, and current leaving, I1 plus I2, current entering and current leaving, I3. Very easy. So the confusion that arises due to taking negative and positive currents is done away with. So this is the Kirchhoff's current law. This is Kirchhoff's current law. So this is a problem related to KCL. So how to solve the problem? The problem is find out the currents in the passing through 5 ohm, 20 ohm and 10 ohm resistances. So first step is mark the different currents with directions according to your wish. You can take any directions of current. I have taken I1, I2 and I3 according to my wish. You can take any directions, opposite directions, same directions in the 3 cases according to your wish. This is the first step. The second step is to find out the node and assume a nodal voltage. In this diagram, you can see the node is at which point? The node is at this point. This is the node, right? Because here 2 or more branches are meeting. This is the junction. This is a junction also. So this one is a node and this one is a node. Here also 3 branches are meeting, but this node is a ground node. This node is the ground node. This node is known as the ground node. Okay, so its potential is always 0. This is the ground node and its potential is always 0. Okay, and this node you have to mark the potential, assume a nodal voltage, that its nodal voltage in VA, that its nodal voltage in VA. So you have got your nodal node and its nodal voltage, right? Next step, apply KVL. apply KCL, Kirchhoff's current law. So how to apply Kirchhoff's current law here? At this node, what are the currents entering? Only I1 is entering, and what are the currents leaving? I2 and I3. So according to KCL, your equation will now become I1 is equal to I2 plus I3. I1 is entering the node A, and I2 and I3 are coming out of the node. So I1 is equal to I2 plus I3. So this is your third step. Fourth step, fourth step is to find out the currents using Ohm's law. Using Ohm's law. So we have to find out the current using Ohm's law. How to find out the current using Ohm's law? Suppose I1. What is I1? What is I1? I1 is this current. So it flows between this voltage, this is voltage, and this voltage, right? The potential difference between the 2 points is 10 minus VA. So current always flows from higher potential to lower potential. Since the current is in this direction, so 10 volt is at a higher potential than VA. 10 volt is at a higher potential than VA. So 10 minus VA is your 10 minus VA is your potential difference for I1, and that should be divided by the resistance of the path. What is the resistance of the path? It is 5 ohm. Resistance of the path is 5 ohm. So within this 10 volt minus VA divided by 5 ohm gives you I1. Current is equal to voltage by resistance. So the potential difference is 10 minus VA and the resistance is 5 ohm. Similarly, you can find out I2. What is I2? I2 is this current flowing between this node and this node. So this it is flowing from top to bottom. So VA is at a higher potential than the ground node, and the value of ground node is 0 volt. So we can write VA minus 0, since it is at the ground. This is the potential difference divided by the resistance of the path. What is the resistance of the path? 10 ohm. Okay. And next is I3. It is very easy to find out I3 from this formula again. Is I3 will be potential difference between this current is flowing from this direction to this direction, from this direction to this direction, right? So VA is at a higher potential than 20 volts. So your equation is VA minus 20 within bracket divided by the resistance of the path, and that is 20 ohm, and that is 20 ohm. Okay. So this is the equation you have got, right? So this is the equation you have got. Now, next, fifth step, find out the nodal voltage. Find out the nodal voltage. Voltage slash voltages. Voltage slash voltages. If there are more than one node, then you have to find out the nodal voltages. So from this equation, VA is unknown. You have to find out VA, and you can easily find out VA. So by solving this, VA is coming as 60 by 7. Now put these values, put the value of VA in the expressions for I1, I2 and I3, and you will get the results for I1, I2 and I3. Okay. So I1 will be coming as 10 by 35. 10 by 35 amperes. 10 minus 60 by 7 is 10 by 7. 10 by 7 divided by 5 is 10 by 35. And I2 will be coming as VA by 10. VA by 10 means 60 by 70 means 6 by 7. 6 by 7 ampere. And I3 will be equal to VA minus 20. VA minus 20 and 60 minus 60 by 7 minus 20 by 140, 80 minus 80 by 7 by 20 minus 4 by 7. Now, see, I3 is coming as minus 4 by 7 ampere. So what does this negative sign conveys, this conveys that whatever we have taken the direction of I3, that is wrong. We have taken the direction of I3 in the wrong direction. Actually, I3 will flow in this direction. I3 will flow in the opposite direction as this, right? I3 will flow in this direction. I3 will flow in this direction. Then it would have come as positive. Had you taken the direction of I3 as this one, then your equation would have been I1 plus I3 is equal to I2, and you would have seen that your value of I3 would have come as plus 4 by 7. Understood. And now when you get the final results, you just do a double check. You put these values in this I1, I2 and I3 in this equation of Kirchhoff's current law and see whether it is matching or not. It is satisfying this equation or not to avoid any chance of mistake.